What is good, you guys? This is Steven with All Talk On, and today we have a part of a budget build that's being started. I just got back today, and I left the camera at home because it's been so damn long since I've done anything like this. So I left everything at home and just went and grabbed it because I was tired. Anyways, we have the motherboard that I just went and grabbed. I got it for $35, and it is an X58A UD 3R gigabyte motherboard. So if you guys know, this is an X58 motherboard, LGA 1366 socket, so older, but it does support some pretty cheap Xeons, which is one of the reasons I got it. Now this motherboard was brand spanking new. In the box, complete everything here. Now at first I was like, oh yeah, he says it's new, nothing's been opened, you know what I mean? So it's all fresh packaged, which by the way, this must have been the equivalent of sleeved cables back in the day. This is, I believe, an IDE cable for a hard drive that's like nicely uniform color and not all crazy looking. We have the I/O shield not opened. So seeing the I/O shield not opened is definitely a sign that it's probably never been used. But then when I opened it up, sure enough, I was the one who actually broke the seal on this thing. This thing was completely sealed, and when I opened it, it actually gave off that really crazy electronic smell like it's been sitting in here for 10 years. But this is the board. Now this is a beast of a motherboard. I got it for $35, which is a friggin' steal. If you guys look at the prices for these boards, even on eBay, they still run for a pretty hefty price. Usually anywhere from $150 to $300–400. It's kind of crazy seeing how old they are. But as you can see, we got 10 SATA ports. I believe 4 of them are going to be SATA 3. This motherboard does have USB 3 ports supported on the rear. It's also got some eSATA connections and stuff like that, PS2. The socket's nice and clean. I already checked all the pins. It's got a pretty hefty heatsink on the north bridge. Pretty decent VRM. It looks like we're looking at what are these, 12 phase power design, which is actually pretty intense for this motherboard. Overall, this motherboard is just a beast. When I opened it up, like I said, you can actually tell how brand new this thing is in person. I don't know how it looks on the camera, but in person, this thing looks pretty damn new. I'm actually really excited to work with it, and I actually don't know if I want to get rid of this thing because this is definitely an awesome motherboard, especially for its time, and even up to nowadays standards. It's got a lot of slots and ports and features and things like that that you would be excited to even have on a motherboard nowadays. For $35, this thing was an absolute steal. So next thing we're going to move on to, I was able to pick this up for $190. This is a GTX 1070. Now, why go for a 1060? You could just buy a used 1070. So he originally had it listed for $200. I was able to not whittle him down. I just said, what's the lowest you'll take? And he said $190. He said the card was used for gaming, not mining, but honestly, I don't really care. My first graphics card was actually a mining card, and it lasted me for years. I put it in my friend's system. It lasted him for years, and I sold it, and it was still going. So mining card or not, it's a GTX 1070. It's one of the cheapest models I would assume you could buy. It's pretty small. The cooler doesn't look that intense. The overall shroud doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not crazy good or anything like that. But $190, still a 1070 is a 1070. So far we're looking pretty good. I'm going to be grabbing a CPU, be looking at some RAM, and then obviously we're going to fill in the rest of the build as time goes on. Sadly, no M.2 ports on these older motherboards. That's my biggest gripe with the dropping prices of SSDs now to where you can get a 500 gig NVMe SSD for what, $100 or so, $190 to $120 is usual prices I see them at. So I'm super excited with this stuff. But like I said, I don't even know if I want to get rid of this board. This board just looks sweet. I'd like to just hang it on the wall. But we're starting a new budget build. It's been a while. Maybe I'll get into why, I guess. So I've been moving around a lot. We're living in an apartment right now. Moved out of my house. Was looking for another house. I was hoping to be in that house within a month or two. I ended up not finding anything we liked for a house. And the market's been getting more and more expensive, so we decided to hold off for now, and now I've been stuck in the apartment. It's really small and cramped, and we pay a ridiculous amount of money for storage, because if you guys saw my older videos, my garage is heavily packed with stuff. Everything went into storage. So we're still looking for a house, so this is hopefully a temporary living situation for now. But because of that and changes in overall just life over the past, well, it's been like a year or so, just things like that have kind of kept me from uploading or wanting to upload. Not to mention I have built a few computers. This isn't the first one. I think I've probably built 3 or 4 that I haven't recorded or uploaded to the channel. Like I said, just been a little too busy to squeeze in the hours it takes to record and throw it up into Vegas and render it and edit it and all that stuff, then the uploading process, and it takes a lot longer than you think it would. Even for short videos like this one, still take quite a bit of editing and other things that go into it before it's an overall sold product to put onto YouTube. So, apologize for disappearing on you guys, but hopefully I will be back for the foreseeable future. And hopefully, once I move into a house, I'll have more of a studio setup instead of just my table literally in the dining room of a one-bedroom apartment, because that's just how we roll. So anyways, you guys, hope you guys stick around. This will be the first installment of what's going on, and we'll be definitely keeping you guys updated on whatever parts I grab next. Maybe 1 or 2 more build vlogs, depending on how long it takes me to get the parts, but there will be other videos uploading to the channel shortly. This is just going to be the first one to say hi to you guys again after like a year. So I will catch you guys later.